Welcome to Chitku's classroom.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Chitku's classroom. So today we'll be learning about tests of divisibility, okay? So tests of divisibility means, so for example, we want to find out if this number is divisible by 3. So if you want to know if this number is divisible by 3, we don't do division, we use divisibility rules, okay? So first let's learn about this divisibility rules. Divisibility by 2, okay? The rule is the digit in the ones place of the number must be 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. So these are even numbers. So in divisibility of 2, the last digit, the ones digit, so this is the ones digit. The ones digit should always be 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. So if there's 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, then it's divisible by 2. Okay. So let's check if this number is divisible by 2 or not. So there's 2 here and 2 is an even number. So in divisibility rules, we want even numbers to be in the ones place. So that means this is correct. Next, the ones place in this number is 8. So 8 is divisible. 8 is an even number. So that means it is also divisible by 2. Next, the ones place here is 0. So that means 0 is also an even number. So that is divisible by 2. Okay. Next, the ones place here is 6. So 6 is also an even number. So it is also divisible by 2. So these are all the numbers divisible by 2. But there are more. Okay. So this is how we recognize if these numbers are divisible by 2 or not. Now let's learn about divisibility by 3, okay? So the sum of the digits of the number should be divisible by 3. So the sum means we should add it. So we should add this number and see the sum is divisible by 3 or not. So that way we can know if it's divisible by 3 or not. So now let's check if this number is divisible by 3. So we should add these digits first. 6 plus 0 plus 2 plus 8 plus 8. So it's equal to 24. So the 24 is the answer. So is 24 divisible by 3? Yes. In 3 times 8, at 3 times 8, 24 is possible. So that means 24 is divisible by 3, okay? So all we need to do is add these numbers and see the sum. The sum is 24. So is 24 divisible by 3? Yes. In 3 times 8, 24, okay? 3 times 8 is 24. So that means it's possible. So that means 60,288 is divisible by 3, okay? Now this one. 3,123. Let's add this, okay? 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. So the answer is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the sum is 9. So is 9 divisible by 3? Yes. In 3 times 3, 9 is possible. So that means 3,123 is divisible by 3, okay? So now let's learn about divisibility by 4, okay? So divisibility by 4. The number formed by the last 2 digits must be divisible by 4. So the last 2 digits of this number, what are the last 2 digits? Yes, the last 2 digits are 88. So let's see if 88 is divisible by 4 or not. So let's do the division here, okay? 88. Divisible by 4, okay? So we have to do division by 4, okay? So 4 times 2 is equal to 8. And again 4 times 2 is divisible by 8, okay? So the answer is 0. So if the answer is 0, if the remainder is 0, that means this number is divisible by 4. So 0 is the remainder. So if the remainder is 0, so that means it's divisible by 4. So that means 60,388 is divisible by 4. Next, this number. The last 2 digits are 20. Okay. So let's see if 20 is divisible by 4. everyone knows that 5 times 4 is 20. So that means the remainder is always 0 because it's possible, right? So that means that the 0 is the remainder. So that if the remainder is 0, then it is divisible by 4. Okay. So that's how we recognize if it's divisible by 4. So let's learn about divisibility by 5. So divisibility by 5, the digit in the ones place must be 0 or 5. So the digit in the ones place. So the ones place. Here's the ones place. In the ones place, the number should be 0 or 5. So here in the ones place, the number is 5. So that means it's divisible by 5. So here the ones digit is 0. So that means if there is 0, it's divisible by 5. So this is divisible by 5. So 1,05,635 is divisible by 5 and 32,560 is divisible by 5. Next, in the ones digit, the number is 5, so it's divisible. Next, the ones digit is 0. So that means this is also divisible, right? Because if the ones digit is 0 or 5, it's divisible by 5. So that is the divisibility rule of 5. So now let's learn about divisibility by 6. The number should be divisible by both 2 and 3. So if this number is divisible by both 2 and 3, then it's divisible by 6. So let's check if this number is divisible by 2 or 3, okay? So first, if in the divisibility by 2, we have to check if the last number is divisible, if the last number has even numbers. So the last number has one even number, so that means it's divisible by 2. Now let's check if it's divisible by 3. Let's add 6 plus 0 plus 2 plus 8 plus 8. So the answer is 24. So 24 is divisible by 3. So in 3 times 8, it's divisible by 3. Okay. So that means this number is divisible by both 2 and 3. So that means it's divisible by 6. So now this one. Let's check if the last number is divisible by, the last number is an even number. Yes. The last number is an even number. So it's divisible by 2. And this, let's add that. 2 plus 4 plus 1 plus 2. So the answer is 9. So 9 in 3 times 3, in 3 times 3, 9 is possible. So that means it's divisible by both 2 and 3. So that means it's divisible by 6. Okay. So that's how we check if this number is divisible by 6 or not. Now let's learn about divisibility by 7. So there are 3 steps. So let's learn the first step. The first step is add the digit in the ones place twice. Okay. So in the ones. So here, look at the number over here. The last digit is 4. So we need to add 4 plus 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Okay. So 8. Next, find the difference between the number obtained in the step 1 and the number formed by the rest of the digit. So next, so 4 plus 4 next. So the rest of the number 120. So 120 minus 8. 120 minus 8 is equal to 112. So 112. So next, if the difference obtained is divisible by 7, then the given number is divisible by 7. So all we need to do is next. So here the answer is 112, right? So we need to divide 112 by 7. So the answer is 16. Remainder is 0. It's divisible by 7. Okay. So now let's write the steps here again. Okay. Step 1. So we have to. The last number is 4. Okay. So we have to do 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. Next, step 2. Step 2 is equal to 120. The rest of the number, take the rest of the number and minus 8. Okay. Next, the answer is 112. Next, step 3. 112 divide by 7. Okay. So, divided by 7. Next is equal to 16 and the remainder is 0. So if the remainder is 0, it is divisible by 7. Okay? So that's how we recognize if this number is divisible by 7. So now let's remember divisibility by 8. So in the divisibility by 8, the divisibility by 8 rule is just like divisibility by 4. So in divisibility by 4, we check the last 2 digits. But in divisible by 8, we check the last 3 digits. So here, the number formed by the last 3 digits must be divisible by 8. So here, the last 3 digits are 888. So we need to take 888 and divide it by 8. So 888 divided by 8. 8 times 1 is equal to 8. And 8 times 1 is equal to 8 again. 8 times 1 is equal to 8. So if the remainder here, after we do the division, if the remainder here is 0, that means it's divisible by 8. So if the remainder is 1, it is not divisible by 8. So the remainder is 0. So that means this number, this 3,12,888 is divisible by 8. Next, so the last 3 digits are 152. Let's see if 152 is divisible by 8 or not. So and 7 take down 2, 72. So 8 times 9 is equal to 72. So the remainder is 0, okay? So if the remainder is 0, this number is divisible by 8. So this is also divisible by 8. So that's how we check if this number is divisible by 8 or not. We learned about 2 to 8 tables. So now let's learn about divisibility by 9. So the way we did divisible by 9 means we got to add all these digits and see if this number is, and see if the sum is divisible by 3. So in here, divisible by 9, we do the exact same thing. So we should see if this number, we should add the digits and see if the sum is divisible by 9 or not. Just like 3, okay? So let's see. Let's add. So first let's learn the definition. The sum of the digits of the number should be divisible by 9, okay? So next, let's add this, okay? 8 plus 0 plus 9 plus 6 plus 4. So now let's add it, okay? So 27. Is 27 divisible by 9? Yes, 27 is divisible by 9. And 9 3 is 27. 9 times 3 is equal to 27. So that means 80,964 is divisible by 9. Next, let's add these. 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0 plus 3. Next, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9. The answer is 9. So is 9 divisible by 9? Yes, 9 times 1 is equal to 9. So that means 32,103 is divisible by 9. So that's how you recognize if this number is divisible by 9 or not. Now let's learn about divisibility by 10. So divisibility by 10, the digit in the ones place must be 0. It's quite simple. So the digit in the ones place, so this is the ones place, should be 0. So this is the ones place. So in the ones place, if the digit is 0, then it's divisible by 10. So this is divisible by 10. 3,460 is divisible by 10. Okay. So now this is the ones place. In the ones place, is there 0? Yes, there is 0 in the ones place. So that means 87,63,210 is divisible by 10. So that's very simple. So we should just see if this last number is 0, and then if it's 0, that is divisible by 10. Let's learn about divisibility by 11. So step 1. Find the difference between the sum of the digits at the odd places and the sum of the digits at the even places. Okay. So find the difference. So we need to subtract the numbers between the sum of the sum of the digits at the odd places. So let's do this on this number, okay? So this is odd, even, odd, odd, even, odd, even, odd. So this is odd place, even place, odd place, even place, odd place, okay? So O is for odd, O is for odd, E is for even. So we need to do the sum of the digits at the odd places. So next we need to add the odd places. The odd places are 3, 5, 1. So let's add them, okay? 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. 6 plus 3 is equal to 7, 8 and 9. So next and the sum of the digits at the even places. The even places are 2 and 7. 2 plus 7. So 9, okay? So next we need to find the difference between the sum of the odd digits and the even digits. So now all we need to do is find the difference. The difference means subtraction. So 9 minus 9 is equal to 0. So let's see the second step. If the difference is either 0 or a multiple of 11, then the given number is divisible by 11. If the difference is either 0, so we got the difference as 0, so that means it's divisible by 11, okay? So if you get something like a multiple of 11, so a multiple means the numbers that come in the 11 tables, like 22. 11 times 2 is equal to 22. So if 22 or 33 or 44, the numbers that come in 11 table are here at the difference. So that means that is also divisible by 11. A multiple of 11 or 0. So if we get 0 or a multiple of 11, then the whole number is divisible by 11. So we got 0. So 32,571 is divisible by 11. So that's how we check if this number is divisible by 11 or not. So test of divisibility by 12. So if a number is divisible by both 3 and 4, then it is divisible by 12. So do you want to know divisibility by 12? So let's learn it, okay? So divisibility by 12. So we already know about divisibility by 3 and 4. So let's do divisibility rules of 3 and 4. Then we'll find the divisibility by 12. Okay? The divisibility rule of 3 first. Okay? So 13,512. Let's add 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. 9 plus 1 is equal to 10. And 10 plus 2 is equal to 12. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. So that means it's divisible by 2. So 13,512 is divisible by 2. Okay? I mean divisible by 3. Okay? So now let's check if this number is divisible by 4 or not. 13,512. So 13,512. The last two digits are 12. So is 12 divisible by 4? Yes. So 12 divided by 4. It's possible. So the remainder is 0. So 4 times 3 is equal to 12. So that means the remainder is 0. So that means 13,512 is divisible by 4. Okay. So 13,512 is divisible by 4 and 3. So that means it must be divisible by 12 too. Then about the divisibility rules of 15. Okay. So if a number is divisible by both 3 and 5, then the number is divisible by 15. So we have to find if this number is divisible by 15. So how can we find it? Yes, we have to do the divisibility rules of 3 and 5 And if 3 and 5 is divisible by 23,415, it's divisible by 15. Okay, divisibility rule by 3 first. So 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1 plus 5. Okay, so 5, 2 plus 3 5, 5 plus 4 9, 9 plus 1 10. Next 15. So in 3 times 5, 15 is possible. So 23,415 is divisible by 3. So divisibility by 5. So 23,415. So the last digit must be 5 or 0. So the last digit is 5. So that means 23,415 is divisible by 5. So this number is divisible by both 3 and 5. So if this number is divisible by both 3 and 5, it's also divisible by 15. So this number is divisible by 15. Okay, so now let's do the divisibility rules of 18. So now let's run the divisibility rules of 18. So if a number is divisible by both 2 and 9, then the number is divisible by 18. So if you want to find out if this number is divisible by 18 or not, if you want to know, all you need to do is just do the divisibility rules of 2 and 9, and then you'll find out if this number is divisible by 18. Okay. So first, the divisibility test of 2 first. Okay. So 5 2 5 4 2. So the last number is 2. So 2 is an even number. So that means it's divisible by 2. So 52,542 is divisible by 2. Next, divisibility rules by 9. So in 9 we have to add these digits. So 5 plus 2 plus 5 plus 4 plus 2, 18. So 18. So 18 is divisible by 9 because 9 times 2 is 18. So that means 52,542 is divisible by 9. So 52,542 is divisible by 2 and 9. So that means this number is divisible by 18. So that's how we recognize if this number is divisible by 18 or not. Now let's run the divisibility rule of 25. Okay. So the rule: a number is divisible by 25 if the number formed by the last 2 digits of the given number is either 0 or multiple of 25. Example 25, 50, 75. So 25, 50, 75 are all the multiples of 25. So that means they come in the table of 25. Okay. So let's check if this number is divisible by 25 or not. So the last 2 digits should be 0 or a multiple of 25. So in 25 table, 25 times 1 is 25. So that means this is 34,525 is divisible by 25. Okay. So next, the last two numbers are 0 and 0. So if the last 2 numbers are 0 and 0, so 3,62,700 is divisible by 25. So if the number at the ones and tens place is a multiple of 25, that means the numbers that come in 25 table, or if the last 2 digits are 0, 0, 0, the whole number is divisible by 25. So I hope you understand divisibility rules. Thanks for watching Chitku's Classroom. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you for watching Chitku's Classroom.